Hey guys, sad news to report. Um, the actor Dustin Diamond, most most known, most widely known for portraying the role of Samuel Screech Powers, has passed away at the age of 44 years old. He was diagnosed a couple of weeks ago with stage 4 lung cancer. Um, we know that he struggled in the past with alcohol and drug addiction. It was well documented in his book and movie, um, his memoir Behind the Bell, about his time on Saved by the Bell, and his memoir and the movie, the Lifetime movie that came out um, in 2011 about the behind the scenes antics of behind the scenes stories of Saved by the Bell, and the animosity that existed between himself and the cast of Saved by the Bell, particularly Mark Paul Gosselaar and Mario Lopez. And we know that in the reunion that they did of Saved by the Bell, and the reboot in the new version that I have a video on in my archives, he was not on there. He was mentioned in one episode, and that was it. Um, he was a lot of people's favorite character because if you were a young viewer of Saved by the Bell back in the day, either when it was first on from the time it aired in 1989 to 1993, or after that syndication, you kind of identified with Screech because he liked a lot of the same things that you liked. He liked Scooby Doo. He liked cartoons, Bugs Bunny. A lot of the young, you know, kiddie stuff. A lot of the other kids were um, into much older stuff, but if you were younger, Screech was your guy. Even though he was a geek and a nerd, and he was more of a geek than a nerd because he did do well academically, but um, he had quirky interest, which is what really um, made the people made the people turn against turn against him and ridicule him. Like, for example, when he would try to chase Lisa around and try to get um, Lisa to go out with him on a date. It was never to no avail because eventually there's an episode where Lisa kisses Zach, and he gets on Zach and he's like, "Wait a minute, but Zach, she was my girl." And then Lisa tells him, "Listen, I was never your girl. It was all in your mind." A lot of the stuff that Screech did back in the day wouldn't really fly in today's society because people would consider it like stalkerish. Like, he would show up at Lisa's house. He would bug Lisa's room one time when Jesse, Lisa, and Kelly had a sleepover. Um, he bugged um, he and Zach bugged their room to see what they were talking about, if they were talking about them. You know what I mean? So he was on the series from when the series started on the Disney show with Haley Mills as Miss Bliss, the teacher, to when it transitioned to NBC. And even when they did the college years, he was on there too. And he was on the new class. He came back as Mr. Belding's assistant. He never really did anything else outside of Saved by the Bell. Unlike Lark Voorhees, unlike Mario Lopez, unlike Mark Paul Gosselaar, unlike Tiffany Amber Thiessen, and his other castmates, he never did anything outside of Saved by the Bell. Like, he was synonymous with Saved by the Bell. And when they didn't bring him back for the 2020 reboot, that really upset me because I'm like, yeah, you got Zach and Kelly, but what is Saved by the Bell without Screech? Screech was the hardest Saved by the Bell. Without him, there's no Saved by the Bell. You know what I mean? He was the straw. He was the straw that stirred the drink. You know, without him, you don't have a Saved by the Bell. He was the man. You know what I mean? Like the things he would say, like getting stuffed in the lockers, and the things he would say. You know what I mean? That were just crazy, crazy. Like people when they did the drug episode, he was like, "Oh, drugs? I would never do drugs. One Cheeto and I'm out of it. One Cheeto and I'm out of it." You know what I mean? Yeah, man. Screech Powers, Samuel Screech Powers, aka Dustin Diamond. I heard for years that I don't know if it's true that Mikey D from the Beastie Boys was his brother. You know, that could have just been an urban legend. But yeah, like when I used to watch Saved by the Bell, Screech was the guy I identified with because, like I said, um, I was like 10, 8, 9, 10, 11, and a lot of the stuff he liked and he was interested in, Scooby Doo, um, Bugs Bunny, cartoons, was kind of the stuff that I was interested in. I was a preteen back then. So, like, he was sort of my window into that larger world, kind of like Luke Skywalker is in the Star Wars series. Luke Skywalker is your window. You're meant to identify with the character of Luke Skywalker and through Luke's journey see the rest of the Star Wars universe. That's how kind of it was with Screech. You're meant to empathize with the character of Screech and through Screech's experiences, both of mostly rejection. You're meant to see the world, especially for the younger audience. I know Zach was the main protagonist, and Zach was the cool one, but Screech was the funny one. Screech was the heart of it. Without Screech, you wouldn't have the humor that you had um, on the show. Anyway, R.I.P. to Dustin Diamond. Condolences to his family. He lived a really sad life because he never really did anything outside of Saved by the Bell besides that porno that he had done. Yeah, Dustin Diamond did a porno. But it'd be interesting to see that if Peacock does renew the new Saved by the Bell, um, if they mention the death of Screech, they may tie it in somehow to the storyline that he's in space. Because um, in universe, according to the narrative that they gave out, Screech is in space with his robot Kevin. You know, so they may say that he got into an accident or whatever, and they may address his death. I don't know, but I enjoyed his work as Screech. R.I.P. Don't forget to like and subscribe.